A partition of a set A is a collection of disjoint subsets of A that make up the entire set A. In other words, we have a collection of sets AI indexed over some index set capital I, such that AI intersect AJ is empty if I does not equal J. So in other words, any two sets do not intersect. And the union over all the index set, so the union over all I and I of AI is the entire set A. The collection AI such that I is an I, if it satisfies these 2 points, is a partition of the set A. That's the formal definition. A more informal way of thinking about it that we will look at below is that a partition is just a way to chop up a set into smaller sets. So let's look at a simple example. We're going to let A be the set 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One partition of A would be A1 is 1, 2, and A2 is 3, 4, 5. So we've broken it into two smaller sets. Notice that the intersection of A1 and A2 is empty, so there's nothing that they have in common. And the union of A1 and A2 is all of A. Another partition would be A1 is 1, A2 is 2, 3, and A3 is 4, 5. So we could break up the set A into three sets, with 1 with 1, 1 with 2, 3, and 1 with 4, 5. These sets are still disjoint, and the union of all three sets is A. So this is a partition of A into three sets. However, the set A equals 1, 2, and the set A2 equals 2, 3, 4, 5 is not a partition, because A1 intersect A2 is not empty. It has 2 in it. So in a partition, none of the sets in the partition can overlap. We have to chop up the sets into disjoint parts. And similarly, if we had A1 equals 1, 2, and A2 equals 4, 5, these sets are disjoint, but they are not a partition of A, because their union is not all of A. So A1 union A2 is only 1, 2, 4, 5, and we're missing 3. So the partition must break up the set into smaller sets, but it must include every point in the larger set. We could also draw a partition in pictures. So we could let A be represented by a red circle. Then one partition of A into 5 sets, A1 through A5, would be as follows. We've just broken A into 5 pieces. So none of the pieces overlap, right? They're each disjoint pieces. But if we put all the pieces together, we get A back.